Nigeria versus Benin. The battle for pride ***. Football is not just a game in Nigeria. It is a heartbeat, an inheritance, a pulse that binds millions under the green and white. And when that heartbeat falters, the silence is deafening. This was not just another match. This was a question of who Nigeria truly is when the lights dim, when pride is tested, and when redemption calls. The world had begun to doubt. Too many close calls. Too many unfulfilled promises. The Super Eagles, once giants of Africa, symbols of resilience, had started to carry a shadow of their own greatness. Every missed chance whispered the same painful truth. Glory had become memory. And memory, in football, can be cruel. Benin came not as spectators, but as challengers. Hungry, determined, fearless. A team that had learned to survive in the margins, and now stood face to face with giants who had once ruled the continent. For them, this was an opportunity to write history. For Nigeria, it was a demand to remember who they are. As the whistle blew, the noise of the crowd became thunder, not of celebration, but of release. Every pass, every tackle, every run carried years of frustration, of near misses and broken dreams. Nigeria's players did not just run, they fought against ghosts. The ghosts of lost finals, of penalties missed, of questions asked by millions waiting for something to believe in again. Victor Osimhen led with fire in his eyes, a man who carried not just the weight of his team, but of an entire generation's hope. He was not just playing for goals, he was playing for pride, for the boy who watched from the streets of Lagos, for the mother who prayed through heartbreak, for the nation that never stopped believing even when faith felt fragile. Each touch of the ball was a conversation with destiny. Each shot, a declaration. We are still here. The pressure was relentless. Benin's defense stood strong, organized, disciplined, forcing Nigeria to dig deeper, to rediscover that raw, unpredictable instinct that once made them feared across the continent. The kind of football that was not taught, but born in dust and dreams. Then, the breakthrough came, not as a moment of luck, but of courage. A flash of movement, a fearless strike, and the net trembled like the heart of a nation rediscovering its rhythm. In that moment, the roar wasn't just for a goal. It was for everything Nigeria had lost and was now reclaiming. Pride, purpose, belief. But redemption does not come easy. Benin fought back, refusing to be forgotten. Their spirit reminded Nigeria that glory must be earned, not inherited. Every counterattack was a test of composure. Every duel a reminder that respect is not given, it's fought for. And in that storm, Nigeria began to transform. You could feel it, the discipline returning, the unity tightening, the hunger sharpening. No more playing to impress. They were playing to prove. To themselves, to their critics, to every child wearing the green jersey believing that heroes still rise from home. The second half was war disguised as football. Fatigue crept in, but the heart refused to yield. The rhythm slowed, but the purpose grew stronger. Nigeria did not just want to win. They needed to reclaim their soul. For too long, they had lived under the shadow of potential. Now, they wanted to become the prophecy again. The final minutes felt eternal. The chants grew louder, the tension unbearable. Benin pressed for an equalizer, brave, relentless. But the Super Eagles stood tall, united not by perfection, but by will. Every clearance felt like defiance. Every save, like a breath of survival. When the final whistle came, it wasn't just victory. It was release. It was redemption in motion, imperfect, but powerful. The kind that reminds a nation that even fallen giants can rise again when they remember who they are. Players sank to their knees, not in exhaustion, but in gratitude. They knew this was not the end of a journey, but the rebirth of one. Nigeria had faced itself and chosen to fight back. The scars would remain, but so would the pride. Benin had fought with heart and honor, and in their resistance, they reminded Africa that no victory is small, and no opponent is insignificant. Their courage gave meaning to Nigeria's redemption. Because every great story needs both the hero and the challenger. And as the stadium lights began to fade, One truth echoed louder than the chants, louder than the drums. Football, in the end, is about memory. And tonight, Nigeria remembered who they are. The green and white rose again, not just as a team, but as a symbol, a promise renewed, a pride reborn. This was more than a match. This was *, the battle for pride. *.